What's up guys, Mike here, the Detroit Borg with a look at the official iPhone 6 Plus leather case. This is also the same case sold for the iPhone 6, just scaled in size, and $4 cheaper. So the Plus case is $49 and the 6 case is $45. So that's $10 more than the silicone cases I reviewed yesterday. Now the silicone cases, of course, avoid leather, are cheaper, and offer more vibrant colors, while the leather cases are quite a bit more muted, but they share a similar quality, similar design. Now in terms of colors, we have black, product red, midnight blue, olive brown, and soft pink. So let's go ahead and crack into each one of these and take a closer look. Now, just like the silicone cases, the interior liner matches the exterior color of the leather. It's this nice soft felt material, and the case does feel a little flimsy in the hand when it's not on the phone. Of course, that's because the bottom is completely open. Now, as you can see, the volume controls and the sleep-wake button are covered, so you will have to operate the buttons through the case, and leather does need to wear in over time, so it feels a little stiff at first, but once you use it, it does break in. Now, of course, we have a cutout for the camera, microphone, and True Tone flash with that black ring around it to prevent glare from the flash. So on the inside, you'll find the iPhone branding, designed by Apple in California, assembled in China, as well as a natural leather stamp on the inside. That's different from the 5 and 5S cases, which did not have this. All right, so let's go and snap in the cases, which is a pretty basic process here. It's just a snap-on case, and with a rounded design, it does a pretty good job holding onto the phone. Now, if you want to take the case off, the easiest way to do it is to snap off the corners at the bottom. So with the case on, we can see that the bottom of the phone is completely unprotected, but this allows complete free access to the speaker, the Thunderbolt port, as well as the headphone jack, which allows basically anything to plug into this phone. Now there is a little lip around the back that does provide some protection for that edge, but of course it is more exposed. So on the back, we'll find our embossed Apple logo. Right above that is the camera cutout. So we'll find plenty of room for the LED flash, the microphone, and the camera module. As you can see here with the protruding camera module, this case does a nice job providing some protection to that, and of course with the case on, that prevents that rocking that goes on when you lay the naked iPhone flat on the table. On the left side, we'll find our covered volume controls. Again, they work pretty well through the case once it's worn in, and then you have plenty of room to operate the mute switch. Same story on the right side with the sleep-wake button, which is also more tactile once the leather wears in. Now, this case does have a lay-on-table design, so there's a little lip that surrounds the front glass to protect it when you lay it flat on the surface. Also protects it from some impacts unless you land on a bunch of rocks. We also have those corners which seem to overlap a little bit more with the leather case. It could just be the natural variation in the manufacturing of wrapping the case with leather, but to me it looks like they overlap a bit more. Now if we compare this case to the iPhone 5 and 5S cases, you'll see that the leather looks a little coarser, a little shinier, maybe a little smoother than the 5S leather, which was a softer leather, so perhaps this leather will wear better over time. So let's take a look at some of the available color options. So of course black is probably the safe bet for most people. It's a color that matches every iPhone color and is less likely to show wear over time than any of the other colors here, especially the lighter colors like soft pink or product red. So when in doubt, I'd say go with black. Now we also have a new brown color. This is olive brown. It's much darker than the light brown from last year's iPhone 5 and 5S cases. So I think that's obvious. They wanted a color that weared more favorably or showed wear a bit better than the light brown color as I have here, which I used extensively last year. So I definitely like this darker brown color. I think it looks really sharp. Now we also have a new blue color, midnight blue, which is obviously much darker from the light blue color from last year. Again, that change is obvious. That darker blue color is less likely to show wear than that bright light blue color from last year. I really like that midnight blue. I think it looks really sharp, really nice color. Now, perhaps more dangerously, you have this soft pink color, which is a very light color. It's the lightest color here by far, and replaces the beige color from last year. To me, it still looks more beige than soft pink, but you can kind of see that pink tone to it. It's a nice looking color, it's a nice looking case, but of course I have some doubts about how well this case will weather over time, or at least how much it will show the weathering. And of course you have my personal favorite, product red. That's the case I've been using. That's the case I was using on my 5 and 5S. I think it looks really good with that black and red combination. I think this red color goes with basically any iPhone, looks great no matter what. And I think this is one of the more popular colors to pick from. So in the end, I think Apple has learned a few things from the 5 and 5S cases by giving us darker, more muted colors that weather a bit better, perhaps a leather that's a little smoother and tougher than last year's softer, more porous leather. Now, unfortunately, the bottom of the phone is completely open, but of course you have those corners and the back, which does provide some impact protection around that area. Now, I can understand why they did this because with the 5 and 5S cases, the material surrounding the ports were so thin that they failed. In fact, all my cases failed around the headphone jack, and I know a lot of people had their cases fail around the lightning port. So that by eliminating that, they get rid of that problem, and you have a lot more room for accessories like headphone jacks, the lightning connectors, and those sort of accessories. So once again, I'll reiterate, these are very expensive cases. I'm not thrilled that it doesn't provide full 360-degree protection. So for a lot of people, I think they may want to look elsewhere for a case that provides full protection, especially on such an expensive phone. So what do you guys think? What color do you prefer here? I think, again, I prefer product red, but what is your favorite color? Please let me know in the comment section below. And if you want to see my silicone case review, please check the description below for a link. So that's going to do for me in this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.